looks like we are all set to go. Everybody's in, and we're ready to get things rolling. So taking a look here at the NOLA Flight Crimson lineup, we have Inertia, AC, and Orbit. Yeah, no problem, has SGB, Bread, and Squashy. So here we go. Kickoff underway is going to go back to the way of Yeah, no problem. SGB tries to get it out, takes that 50. Inertia dives in, misses the touch, and AC going right at it, gets a block. It's going to roll way high above the crossbar, and Orbit tries to step on in. And we're back to some fast-paced threes action after that little bit of a slower-paced twos game at the 9 o'clock slot. Big clear here by Bread. He's going to be able to at least reset this offense a little bit. Squashy with control, going to try and go for the block here on AC. Misses it just by a couple inches. SGB keeps it alive here at the midfield. Both teams trying to see if they can just find an opening to try and get things rolling on the offensive end. And right now it seems like NOLA Flight has had a couple more looks. Nothing really forming. As you can see, they all three dive back for defense, trying to get the rotation started, getting counterattack going. Double commit, gonna stint that a little bit. Here comes Bread, goes for a quick shot, but unable to get it off the ground. That one's gonna be a little bit of a worm burner. Orbit past to Inertia. Inertia moves up a bit too far. It was a good look, good opportunity. This one's going to come back across the way of Inertia. AC actually on the ball. Unable to keep it, though. Bread with it. Sent way back down. Here comes Inertia with the block. Tries to get the dunk. Can't get that one through, and it's back going the other way. So far, we've been through a minute and a half. So far, no shots on either side. There's your first shot opportunity coming from Bread's long ball. Trying to clear that one downfield. So AC's going to pick up control. Interesting to see him make that turn and go for it. Big send by Squashy. Inertia, good touch, gets this one around the side. Gonna follow it up with another one. He's got good control off the back wall. Pass in there to Orbit. And it's gonna be just enough to roll that one into the back of the net. A good 50 to get that one through the defensive front. SGB just couldn't make contact enough with it to send it off to the side. And Squashy just unable to get back in time. So 1-0 start here for NOLA Flight. Orbit gets a good bump. Is going to buy Inertia some time. Oh, Orbit backflip feels bad on that one. It's going to be AC sending that big downfield. It's going to try and get to the center of the net. Missed twice on both sides of the net that time on those pushes. It's going to be Inertia trying to see if they can keep the pressure going. A little bit of boost, though. Unable to get that challenge. So Orbit now trying to follow in. SGB gets bumped out of the way. And Demo on Squashy really limits what this offense is going to be able to really set up. And it actually kills any momentum. They'd only get a clear, and that's all. AC coming off the ceiling. He's going to drop right down for Bread. Bread shot, and it's a missed touch on the defense. So Bread ties this one up one apiece as we cross halftime. In this game, it feels like it has flown by already. We're already at halftime. 1-1 the score. Orbit just unable to get that near post. And it slotted right up against it. It was absolutely great shot placement from Bread. And we'll see if we can see more of that kind of accuracy coming out from Yeah, no problem. It's going to be a big send. Inertia picks it up. Tries to roll that one to the mid and gets an extra touch. Oh my gosh! That was some phenomenal teamwork there. I don't think Inertia meant to get that extra touch. It looks like Ace passes that one up. It just happens to go off Inertia's back end and just gets it enough of a touch to send it around the defender. And what a play to get that counterattack going for NOLA Flight. Inertia tries to get up. Great read, just unable to get the touch. SGB taking off the ball. Redirect opportunity from Squashy is missed. Good touch by AC to get through one. Pass the middle, Inertia's there, redirect, it's going to be high, but here comes the follow-up touch from Orbit, or lack thereof, never mind. Squashy, goes for the flick, can't get the flick. AC goes for a little bit of a fake out. And now Inertia looking for the mid. That's one thing we're really seeing from NOLA Flight. Passes, infield passes. It is hard to beat them. You have to intercept them, you have to try and read them. But if you commit to trying to stop them, it's going to really throw you out of position if you miss. And so they're making the Yeah, no problem squad really have to step up on those kind of plays. Orbit tries to get this one out, and Inertia is going to follow it up. That'll be a 3-1 lead now for NOLA Flight. And that's just unfortunate touch from SGB. Sent it a bit too hard out to the middle. And that just was perfect setup as Inertia was waiting and Net was able to catch up to it. And everybody pushed upfield trying to see if they could try and tie it up. But now they find themselves down 2 with almost a minute to go. The shot is just a bit wide for Orbit. And so SGB heading down the other way. Good pass opportunities. He hits it off the corner. AC is there, though. Good 50 by Squashy. They have an opportunity if Orbit misses. Orbit actually sends it backwards. Even better if they can get the pass to the mid. Squashy can't get a good touch. SGB doubles with him. SGB, good pop if they can get Squashy to it. Squashy gets the 50. Orbit is there for it. And actually has control. It didn't seem like maybe he had the control touch, but he did. AC sends that one straight down. Inertia sends it right over to Squashy. Squashy gets the 50. Red is going to try and follow, and the shot is in. What a bump, though. You cannot discredit what Squashy just did to clear the net. He was just in there hustling, trying to do everything they could to get the ball set up, able to make contact with Orbit, leaving the net wide open for that bottom corner shot from Brett. So a 1-goal game, 34 seconds left to go. Can no problem send game 1 to overtime? They're going to try. They're starting to pick up the pace a little bit, trying to figure out what they need to do to break this NOLA Flight defense. AC, though, looks for the second touch. Almost had that double. Orbit takes out Brett. That's a dangerous opportunity here now. It's going to open up the other end, trying to see if they can get things going, but nothing going to happen there. SGB following it up. 10 seconds to go. Going to try and drop it down. Can't get the touch. Orbit takes that 50. Now Brett off the back wall. No boost here for Squashy, but it's going to lead to an open opportunity if they can get up. But Brett unable to get up enough to keep the ball alive. And SGB had 0 boost to work with. So nothing they really could do from that situation, from where they were at, right in the middle of the net, or middle of the field with the ball right over his head. But taking a look here, just even at the stat line, and pretty balanced. I mean, we see 5 shots to 4 in favor of NOLA Flight. 2 saves on the NOLA Flight side, so those 2 shots that didn't go in were stopped. But the one thing I really like, if you look at the NOLA Flight side, 3 assists, 3 goals, that is a stat line you love to see. Passing the ball, getting the ball around. They had a wide range of attack approaches. I love the counterattacks. There'd be moments I was kind of questioning why they push all the way back, but then all of a sudden you see the counterattack work. I mean, the one play where Inertia able to get the ball booped off his back end leads to him setting up an open net. It worked out beautifully. Or you see several of these different passing plays. They are very crisp with their infield passing. That's something that really sets good teams apart from great teams. Sorry, I said that backwards. Great teams apart from good teams. I mean, there were several times that you saw just passing plays. They're tic-tac plays that it's so fast. Unless you're there to intercept or make some sort of physical play, it's hard to stop, and it really can throw a good defensive unit off of their game. So we had a 3-2 game number 1, but game number 1, always a chance to feel out your opponent. Quick start to game number 2 as Brett finds the back of the net 10 seconds in. You can see a little bit of a physical push here from No Problem as you see Squashy bumping around there, trying to keep Inertia away from the net, and it worked out beautifully as the shot just goes to the opposite corner. So Problem finds the early lead. AC almost gets around the defenders with a 0 boost play. That would have been absolutely amazing, but could not get that one done. Is able to get the setup, though. Inertia follows in on the great pass from Orbit. And that one just looked like a little bit of a defensive breakdown. Yeah, SGB goes up trying to make the save, but ends up backflipping on that front post. Yeah, it's a tough spot always to be if you're defending, especially those kind of shots, because you have to be ready for that ball to come across that front post. If not, you really don't have a great chance of making the stop once it gets behind you. Big clear by SGB. It's going to come back into the middle of the field. Red looks for the half volley shot, not able to get that one. SGB makes the touch, but gets absolutely rocked. Brett passes Squashy. Squashy doink into the corner. It's set up beautifully, but AC reads that one like a book. Able to at least slow down the offensive approach. Orbit now sends this one deep downfield. SGB misreads the corner, and that's always a tough angle to try and get, especially if it hits off that top corner into the bottom corner. And that touch, it's going to be a nice little setup if they can try and get anything on it. Orbit loses the touch. It's It's going to go all the way into the Nola Flight corner. Squashy off the back wall. It's going to bounce out. AC has an opportunity, but Inertia actually going for it. A big stretch for that Fennec. Not able to make it. Big pinch by Bread and Squashy to clear this one at least away from the net for about a couple seconds. It's not over yet. Inertia trying to get in. Good bump by Squashy. At least buys them a little bit of breathing room. The shot is wide. The post making the save. AC really trying to extend with that touch. And so the attack not over yet. Nola Flight has been dominating possession. Good little boost steal by AC. Trying to keep any attempt from getting out of the no problem end. Pass across the middle. SGB misses. A demo on Squashy. So AC takes a little bit of space here. He's got control, and the air dribble goes for the pinch. Not going to get that one to go the way he wanted to. It ends up just dying right down to the ground. Inertia tries to get the ball through SGB. SGB's been playing really good defense here throughout this series. A big demo, and it looks like SGB again is there for the stop. He's making some clutch saves. That's 2 for him already through the first half of game number 2. Orbit with the big send downfield. Brad's going to take the 50 with him, and it's going to roll back around. And Nola Flight again, right there on it. They always are the first man to it. And 3 Squashy trying to send it downfield, looking for the block. Orbit pops this one to mid. AC with control. AC's going to try and send this around, giving themselves a setup here. Off the back wall, looking for the second touch. It's actually going to roll into the middle, and Orbit trying to pinch that one through. The 2 defenders can't find that gap. Big send downfield. Orbit should be able to gain control. A smart call on that 50 to SGB. Ooh, what a rocket from Bread. Hits the crossbar. And now the push by no problem. They're trying to see if they can find that game-breaking goal. Not going to happen on that possession. Now here comes Nola Flight again on the attack. They have been relentless when they get the attack going. But a good touch by Squashy clears the field. It's going to buy them a lot of time to try and maybe set up an offense that can limit these big clears coming out from Nola Flight. But it's these big high touches. Nola Flight has been able to follow them up, and that's been the big difference when it comes to the offensive approach. You see a no problem. Yeah, they'll go for big plays. They'll go for big touches trying to send it downfield. But then the problem is they don't follow up with somebody chasing it. You see Nola Flight, when they get a big clear downfield, somebody's up with that ball trying to get a second touch to try and keep the momentum rolling. And oh no, this is a dangerous spot for Bread to be in. Orbit with the shot. Bread is going to make that save though. Able to get back in time. Minute remaining. And now we are still tied 1 apiece. Inertia makes that stop. It's going to be downfield for Orbit. No boost though. Inertia takes out 1. But that's all they really can do because Orbit had no boost. Trying to just make the best of a bad situation there. AC though, AC is the mechanical player on this Nola Flight squad. Takes out SGB. That's been the big defender. And look at that. Nobody's home. Inertia is able to come in and just smack it in for a nice goal there. 69 miles an hour on that shot. It's a beauty. And what just a massive bump. And SGB, like I said, he's been the defender. And you see right there again, SGB back at home, waiting, set up perfectly to make that play. But takes a physical bump to get him out of the way, and it worked to perfection. So now, no problem. Trying to see if they can avoid going down 2-0 as it drops right down on Inertia. Bread with the dunk on that one. Great play. Good setup there from the no problem side. It was a great touch from Squashy. Gets the drop down perfectly. And Bread with a phenomenal read. So we're tied up at 2 now. 25 seconds remaining. Are we going to go to overtime? It's getting to that point. Oh, the ball rolls right in front of the net. A missed opportunity from no problem. It's on to Bread. Bread dives hard at it, and that's a risky play. Good pass up from Inertia. Good control from Orbit. Yeah, you see Bread make a beeline for the ball. I don't think Bread thought Orbit was going to get control of it the way that they did. But at that point, I mean, it was too little too late with how they dove into the ball, trying to break up the possession. And now with 6 seconds remaining, Nola Flight looking to just kill clock, and AC's going to do it by just keeping possession, going to try and send it straight down. Squashy says, no, sir. We're going to try and send it the other way. It hits the corner just enough and Nola Flight will kill it there to take game number 2. So, 2 games, 2 wins here for Nola Flight. Can they get the sweep? This felt like a really fast series, but they've been doing a phenomenal job here. Total of 10 shots that time to 5 there for Yeah No Problem. And Yeah No Problem, the big thing, I mean, you look at the defense, they had to stand on their heads at times, and the big one really doing a lot of that effort, SGB. But you saw a couple times they take SGB out of that defensive rotation. That's when things start to fall apart a little bit. He seems to be that strong defensive presence, that third man who's ready to go, ready to rock pretty much at any time. But Yeah No Problem had glimpses. That's the thing. They had glimpses at that point. But here's what I'm seeing at this point. You can't give AC time. You can't give AC time. You give AC time, he's going to be able to set up something. It gives a chance for somebody to get to the middle, somebody to get onto the opposite side, ready to capitalize on what he can do after the defense has come after him. So we'll see what the approach is from Yeah No Problem. What are they going to adjust at this point? Because the offense is starting to find its groove. They're working on it, and that's a great way to do it. Jump in the start with Squashy like that. In the aggressiveness coming out on that kickoff. You see him go straight for it. Doesn't even have a second thought. Snipes that one in the opposite corner. 1-0 start, only 3 seconds on the clock. There's a demo on SGB. They go right for him pretty quickly. It's not going to be gone for long. Spawns right back on that side. Bread's got some time and space. Clears it up to SGB. Inertia gets a good touch. That's another thing that I haven't really mentioned much. Is just the reads from Nola Flight. When the ball goes in the air, they do a phenomenal job of reading where they need to be to try and win the touch before anybody from Yeah No Problem can get to it. And that really helps to break up any sort of flow that Yeah No Problem can get going. They might have some really good momentum going their way, but all it takes is one big touch to send it down the other way, just like AC did there. Shot is going to be on target, but it's going to get stopped by Squashy. Oh, this is a dangerous touch by Bread. Put it into the middle for Inertia. Squashy out of the play. Pass from AC to Orbit, not going to get there. But now Inertia intercepts on the counterattack. Here we go. Goes for a second touch. Squashy is there for the block. AC with the fake gets, oh no, team bumps coming out. Nobody at home on defense. SGB, no boost, hoping that corner respawns. It's not going to. Dangerous play as Inertia tries to take the shot. The post again steps up. 2 saves in a row for the post. That defense really thanking the MV post there on that one. And so now it's going to be Inertia taking that one up the side. What a bounce off that corner. It was almost on target. Actually, it was on target. Registered as a shot there. AC, a little too fast to keep possession. So now Inertia going to take an attempt. But the problem is, no boost on the field for either team, it seems like. Inertia clears this one downfield. Bread going to send it around. Squashy should be able to get the touch on. And oh, SGB tries for the redirect. Not able to get that one. Here comes Inertia. Big clear. Squashy sends that into the corner. At least buys a moment. Big stop by AC. Can it be Orbit? Orbit tries to fly in, but not able to get there in time. Ball still hangs out here on the Yeah No Problem side. It's going to be a pop here from Squashy to Bread. Good. Of space. And now we cross halfway. Still no goal for Nola Flight. They do have match point. They're up 2-0, looking for the sweep. AC, though, playing some mind games there, trying to do them dirty. And Inertia tries to get the dunk. SGB makes another phenomenal save. And here goes AC. Look out. Goes for a flip reset. Gets it. Sends it off to the side. Squashy barely makes a nose on it and is able to clear it off to the side. Closing in on 2 minutes remaining. SGB, big send to Squashy. Squashy able to do what he can with a little bit. What a redirect. The team play. Squashy sends that one beautifully. And that is what you can do with 10 boosts. What a shot. What a pass, though, from SGB to set it up beautifully. But now a 2-0 lead here. Nola Flight saying that one hurts in the chat. Yeah, probably a little bit. But again, you got to keep in mind, you got that 2-0 lead. Still with 2 minutes to go. So lots of the game, lots of series to go. SGB, good little pop here to Bread. Squashy trying to chase it down. Not going to be able to catch that one, but Bread picks up the ball yet again. Orbit sends it deep downfield. AC with it. Not going to win the race, actually. It ends up getting sent downfield. Inertia should pick this out of the corner. Squashy jumping on it. We're starting to see, yeah, no problem. The confidence is building more and more with this 2-0 lead. They're getting faster. They're going for bigger plays. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this Yeah No Problem squad as Orbit takes control of it. Red trying to stay on top of it. Big clear by Inertia. Who's going to take control? Squashy will. Looked like SGB wasn't 100% sure if they were going to hang back or not. Pass up to Squashy. Intercepted by Inertia. And still, Nola Flight scoreless on the board after winning both games 1 and 2. He's going to come down the side. Inertia, big pass up. Orbit just a bit ahead of the pass. It was a beautiful setup. Great look. But if he was just a little bit further behind, would have been a goal, or at least a really good shot on target. That would have been pretty hard to save. Inertia gets a nice second touch. It's a pinch by AC, trying to see if they can get ahead of Bread. So he's going to come right into the middle. Inertia, good positioning to keep any attempt from a dunk coming out. AC now with control. Trying to see if they can get around Squashy. They do. 30 seconds remaining. They still need 2 goals, so they've got to find one soon. Stop there by Bread. And they're starting to really lock down on this defensive front from Yeah No Problem. Bread going to try and get through. Gets a big clear, and that's a good one here to try and kill a ton of time. Here comes Squashy. A shot here. Not going to come out. Bread gets the shot, and that's going to be the dagger. I think I saw a backflip out there as well coming out from defense. That would have been AC. Yeah, the backflip. Oh, that is a harsh one. Just when you think you have an opportunity to try and mount a last-ditch effort, you backflip. Oof. Well, so it looks like we're going to at least a game number 4. And that's a shutout here by Yeah No Problem. I mean, that is a big statement win. But is it going to be enough to carry momentum? AC goes for the flip reset. It's not going to be on target, but Yeah No Problem is going to take it anyway. 3-0 win here in game number 3. So we're going to stretch this game, or this series, a little bit longer. And wow, that's what an impressive stat line from Yeah No Problem. A total of 11 shots. But Nola Flight Crimson, they definitely did a lot of damage control when it came to the defensive front. AC with a total of 6 saves out there. And this was a different side of Yeah No Problem that we haven't seen before, or at least in this series. They were a little bit kind of behind the 8 ball, it felt like, behind Nola Flight Crimson and their offensive approach. But then this game, you saw them. They took control. They just grabbed it by the reins and went full force at it. And you saw them just constantly in that corner. They're trying to get these passes around the middle. They're going for infield passes, kind of using some of Nola Flight Crimson's strategy against them. And it worked out to perfection. I mean, you won. The one thing, too, to take a look at from Nola Flight, it seemed like maybe the offense got a little stale. It was a lot of the same attack coming in from the corner. You saw Nola Flight always ready there to stop the ball before it gets past that first post. And you can see from the number of shots, there's significantly fewer. I mean, 0 goals. That stat alone is a big thing to kind of hang your heads on right now. If you are Yeah No Problem, you're really proud of that. You put it on your shoulders. Moving to game number 2. Don't be too cocky, because you need. Game number 4. You don't want to be too cocky, but you shut out a team that's been really dominant offensively here through the first half of the series. Can you keep this up throughout the rest of the game? So SGB is going to look for the pass off the back wall. Squashy gets in there, but Orbit is there. So again, we're seeing some more of this offensive approach from Yeah No Problem. But can they keep Nola Flight from getting their offense going? Because we've seen how deadly it can be once it does. No demo there. He may be Bread looking for Inertia, or at least maybe to scare Inertia a little bit. Squashy with the 50. Orbit gets around 1, tries to get around Bread, but Bread is there for the block. Here comes Squashy. Goes for the pinch. It's going to be cleared way back, so Orbit should be able to get there first and at least get the first touch. Actually going to set this one up beautifully to AC and a little bit of a team 50-50. Just getting some practice to see if they can get their 50s a little bit better. Some bumps going around on both sides. Both teams seem to be getting a little bit more physical as well. We'll see if that comes into play as game number 4 progresses. Inertia with a big clear downfield. SGB should be able to get this one, at least stop at midfield for a moment. It's going to be a missed touch from Fred. He tried to line up to send this one to the corner and just barely miscalculated it. And you take a look. He was there, had the position, but ends up missing the touch. Very unfortunate there, but Nola Flight jumps ahead here after getting shut out in game number 3. SGB tries to play this one off the corner of the ball. Decides he's going to roll off the corner just a hair. Squashy heading downfield, tries to get the pop. It's not going to work. Actually, it's a pass to Brett instead. And so now back down all the way, Inertia. Trying to see if they can take control. It's a mad rush for the ball between SGB and AC. Orbit's there on it. Shot opportunity coming out. Nobody's going to be able to do anything with it. It's just a mess here in front of the Nola Flight net. They're finally able to get the ball at Squashy, sending it back the wrong way. We'll be able to bump Inertia out of the way, so that actually works out in their favor. Orbit with control. The flip gets past one. Make it a 2-0 game. The solo play. What a catch and run. I mean, look at that. The perfection. He almost brings the ball to a dead stop and then gets just enough of that side flip to get through. And so it's a 2-0 start here for Nola Flight with 3 minutes remaining. SGB gets the demo. So Inertia out of the play for a moment. Squashy, big clear. Trying to follow that one up. They need to get these passing plays going again. They were looking so good throughout game number 3, but it seems like it's all gone to waste here in game number 4. Double demo. Taking out AC and SGB for a moment. Here comes Orbit trying to follow it up out of boost. Will steal that corner. That could be very useful here in trying to limit any attack from, no problem. That one almost on into the back of the net. Orbit gets there just in the nick of time. Here comes Inertia. Another boost steal from Orbit. And something, if you haven't really been paying attention to those, that has been huge, is trying to steal those corner boosts. We'll see if that's something that continues from Nola Flight. We haven't seen it as much from no problem, but Nola Flight, anytime that corner, if they're rotating around, somebody's jumping on that trying to steal it. SGB can't get this one on target. It's going to at least go into the corner. Squashy's there to pick it up. The pass, he's got the ceiling, goes for the shot instead. Really risky play. Almost gets that one through. Orbit makes the big save using the post to at least clear it off to the corner. Pressure not over yet. SGB trying to dive on in. It's going to bounce straight down. And it's going to be Squashy passing it back to Brett. Brett shot on target. And Orbit steps up again. And in case you haven't been tracking Orbit, 5 saves so far. He has been absolutely all over that net, trying to keep this 2-goal lead. Brett on top of it once more. Pass to Squash. Squash shot. It's going to be a soft one. Make it 6 now for Orbit. That is 2 savior medals at this point. And in case you didn't know who was going to be MVP of game number 5, I think we might have a clear winner, even if it's not by points. He has had a significant contribution here. Now Orbit picks up the ball, trying to get around Squashy. Squashy is right there. The aggression picking up immensely from no problem. The loss right here on the door if they can't find a goal to bring it within 1. Inertia killed all of the momentum of the ball, made it stop on the goal line. And so 45 seconds to go. Ball still down in the Nola Flight zone. SGB picks it up. They've got to try and get a goal here within the next probably 20 seconds if they want to try and give themselves a chance. It's going to be stopped by AC this time. Inertia has to avoid the demo. Ball's going to get stopped by Squashy. It's dangerous. It's in the air. AC looks for the double. Can't make contact with it. It's going to be popped downfield. Orbit at least trying to send this to the corner. Very, very dangerous spot. Brett does not make contact though. Less than 20 to go. And this might be a runaway win here for Nola Flight. Shot's going to be low, and AC tries to go high. It's going to roll down on the ground. It's going to be cleared by Orbit again. Shot on by AC, or Squashy, no, not going to get an opportunity. And that is going to be it. Nola Flight survives a very, very close game there. It seemed like it could have been any moment. We were tied up, but the defense from Nola Flight stood on its head all game number 4, trying to see if they could take one more for the road. They're not going to get it. My gosh, the Orbit, he did a phenomenal job. 7 saves. That is a phenomenal number out there. wow. Just every time somebody makes a save, it seemed like it was Orbit making the stop. As a team, they had a total of 11 saves. That just goes to show how great that defense played all game long. But the NOLA Flight count, you guys are very excited. That is awesome for the NOLA Flight organization being able to get their first LOS Champs Dream win. So phenomenal play. But the defense, yeah, I agree. Insane defensive play. But before we head on out for the night, we've got one of the members from the NOLA Flight Crimson squad. We have Inertia here with us. And Inertia, how are you guys feeling after that victory?
Feeling pretty good. Feeling good going into next week, being 3-0.
Yeah, it's definitely a big thing to be able to be proud of. I mean, that's you guys only lost your second game of the season there with that game number 3 loss. But take us through game number 3 a little bit. That was quite the game. I mean, it was tight 2-0, but the offense from No Problem just was relentless over and over, shot after shot. You guys made a total of 11 saves throughout that game. What was going through your guys' heads? What were your comms like going through game number 4?
So at first we were just really overconfident, trying to get our rotations back in line. I mean, their offense was just like they were peppering shots at us. We kept double committing a bunch, but we just had to keep our heads up for next game.
Yeah, and I mean, game number 4, you guys did a phenomenal job. I mean, like I said, you guys, the defense was stout in pulling out that 2-0 victory. So when you guys go through, I mean, you guys worked really well. The rotations are really clean. How much do you guys focus on like passing plays and stuff like that? Because it seems like you guys are really crisp, really good with communications on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we like to get passing plays in. We like to keep good control of the ball, try and keep the pace in our favor most of the series.
Yeah, you guys have some phenomenal pace, especially at the start of the series. You guys just came out guns blazing, going right at it. And one thing that really amazed me was like the mechanical play from all you guys, but especially AC. Is it often that you guys like will let AC maybe take control, try and do some solo plays like that?
Yeah, definitely. His mechanics are just top tier. Unfortunately, today he was lagging a little, so wasn't able to see his peak performance, but he's always really good.
Well, if that's lacking, I definitely want to see what he is at full potential, because I can only imagine what it's like. But we're going to go on ahead, send you on back so you can celebrate that win with your team, Inertia. But before we do, is there anybody you'd like to shout out or thank today?
I want to shout out Smedium. He's been a big part of getting us to this point. He's just been an awesome co-founder of NOLA Flight, keeping all of the Rocket League teams happy.
All right, well, thank you so much, Inertia, for joining us, and congratulations on that win and staying undefeated. Have a great night, man.
Thank you.
All right, so that was just Inertia from the NOLA Flight Crimson squad. They stay undefeated at 3-0, and a big moment here for the NOLA Flight organization getting their first LOS Champs Stream win. But that's all we have here for tonight. Thank you guys all for joining us. And before we go, we just want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to thank League OS for helping power this league with our overlays, as well as the website, being able to run everything and host everything there with the stats and matchups and all that stuff. And then a huge shout out to SkillQuest, the sponsor for LOS Champs Season 0. And if you are interested in getting into programming, SkillQuest is the perfect way to do it. They have a phenomenal program. They give you all of the classes you need to be able to get started. You need 0 experience to get started. So somebody like myself, where I have practically nothing in programming, I can maybe program a teeny tiny overlay, but you can be able to get started with that. They use the program Python, and they have some really cool things to get you going, as well as a competition to build some Rocket League bots and be able to give you a chance to win money and some different prizes. So if you're interested in starting your programming career, please go check them out over at SkillQuest. You can use the command !SkillQuest and make sure you tell them League OS sent you, because you can get yourself a little bit of a discount to get started. But that's all we have here for tonight. Make sure you join us next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same time as normal. We'll have 3 more matchups for you. Week 4 next week. Only 2 more weeks remaining here in the regular season, Season 0, and then our 8-team playoff for each tier get started. So you're not going to want to miss as the action continues to heat up. But my name's been Sparky. It's been a pleasure to bring all the action to you here tonight. And a huge shout out to Cookies, who's been doing everything off site. He's been producing here tonight away from his home computer. So it's been a little bit, if you were joining us for the start of the stream, we had some tech issues trying to get everything started. But once we got things going, it's been real smooth. So thank you to Cookies for getting everything running smooth as normal. So thank you again for joining us. Make sure you guys ring that notification bell if you want to catch more LOS Champs action, and you can get notified when we go live on Tuesday night. Thank you again. Have a great night, guys.